Hey guys, welcome to Cinebounce. Today I'll be going through how my team did in round 17. Another week has come and gone, and it was a great one for my boys. I'm just a bit worried that it's weird. It's really, really weird for Essendon to be getting pumped up so much by everybody in the media. I'm not used to feeling this way, and I fear that it's just gonna cause our heads to blow up, get really big. We drink a bit of the bath water. We go down to Geelong and get absolutely dominated. That's what I fear. But I guess we'll talk about my Supercoach team here. And we were getting a little bit big-headed ourselves, that we were catching up, that we cracked in the top 1%. It's now been consecutive weeks where we have slid a bit in rankings. We're now right bang on 2,600 for the rank this year with a 25.19 score, which was the top 6%. I thought that would have been enough to see us rise a little bit more, but alas, it wasn't to be. There were a few teams out there that did really, really well, and especially those teams that had the extra premium on the bench that I simply do not have. And the only real mistake that I made was I didn't take Humphrey's score, and I tried banking on a Matty Johnson getting a bounce back, playing at home to beat 60. 60 probably should have been the score to take, and I would have gained myself another 26 points. But all in all, this is how the team is shaping up to be. Still got the 2 trades left. Not looking to burn them. There's still 7 rounds to go. I'm not looking to burn them ASAP. Looking towards the last month or so to maybe use one. So it's just really holding off for any sort of long-term injuries. The problem that we've got is that there's a lot of reports out there of various players going down with niggles. So thankfully, this back line could be safe, could be good to go in terms of players. But Dunkley is not black. Not back, I mean. Not that he's not black. He isn't black. But Dunkley is not back this week from reports. And Darcy Cameron could be out as well. So it would really suck if that was the case. But we'll wait and see for tomorrow's team sheet. So please join us for that stream, guys. Starts at 5:30. So Dacos is a gun, probably a Brownlow winner. Tommy Stewart is an absolute superstar as well. I thought he was going to do really well playing at GMHBA Stadium, playing at Alphabet Stadium against North Melbourne, and that he did. 124, even got to play on the ball a little bit, if you don't mind. Dawson with a 127 against us certainly started to rack up a lot more points because they put him behind the ball. We were dominant in the first half, put him behind the ball, and then as they started to work their way into the game and fight to get the game back on their terms, he started to score a lot more. Sinclair with a 96 in what was a great effort by him. A few clangers hurt his score, but I'm not disappointed with a 96. He's now even got the DPP there, so which is great. Will Day, 107, so good to see from him. Very happy I held on to him now. He's been giving me some good scoring. The thing is now that Sicily is back, though, so hopefully Will Day can continue to give us decent scores even with Sicily back. Sheasel, I was really excited that Zeeble was the sub, which meant that Sheasel was hopefully going to get a lot more of the ball, a lot more responsibility back there. But Zeeble got subbed on really early. Unfortunately, the big Sheasel score never came to pass. Still a bit better than Mitchell, though. So, and this dude, the Ghost, Charlie Ghostable, Bont with a 123. He's just doing Bont things, just chugging away, doing okay. Decent match by him. They really did well, the Bulldogs, on the weekend. Just fell short, unfortunately. 123 is very good for him. Zachy Merritt, mate, this guy, words can't explain Can't express how much I love and respect this man. He is so, so good. And congratulations, Zach, on a very well-deserved 200th coming up. I really hope the boys... We suck at milestones, unfortunately, at our club. I'm not sure when a milestone game is ever a win, so it's not boding very well, but I really hope we can get up for you. You are, honestly, up there with Joe Watson in terms of your stature and your legacy. I think you're leaving at the club, you're up there with Joe. So carry on, Zachy. Neil, the 142, he was, I thought, the most logical option, playing at home against the Eagles without Dunkley. It was bound to happen, and it did. 142. Petrarca with a 120. He's playing a lot more forward. They're needing him forward, and it's really nerve-wracking that I could have, rather than getting Petrarca, I could have split that pick and gotten a Laird and, I could have gotten Keys and Mills instead of getting a Petrarca and trading out Humphrey, leaving myself with one trade, but an extra player, an extra primo. Gone with Petrarca. He scored me another 120, which is very good. But it's pretty nerve-wracking when he's going to be playing a lot more forward. Led with a 117. Did okay. He would pop up every now and then in that game against us, but I just thought our midfield completely smothered him and the Crows. Brayshaw, the 107. Decent bounce back from last week in what was a shellacking against the Blues. Green with a 73. Yikes. That's a yikes. Not quite as yikes as Matty Johnson, but still a yikes for Green. Definitely lets you down. You don't want your two midfielders at this point of the season to together barely crack over the 100 together. So it's not great. Definitely a major reason why I didn't have a good score, because as you see all around the ground, Marshall with a 149, he looked sensational. He was terrific. I thought that was one of the best ruckman games I've ever seen. It's well done to you, Roma. That was sensational. And Briggs with a 107 also did very well. I just love the way this guy goes about it as well. I'm most likely going to be starting this guy next year. Him and English could be the duo that I start with next year. Errol, 143. This guy is showing us on a lot more consistent basis why we've picked him up. He's great. Timmy T with an 84. Look, I reckon he might be my captain this week. It seems crazy, but I might be going that way. Rosie with a 95. Again, the class of Rosie. He's really gone up side by side with Butters. For those who try to jump on the Butters a bit later, I'm sure you'd be very not as super excited and happy about what he's dished up for you the last few weeks. He has visibly slowed down. And Rosie, I think, has incrementally stepped up. So well done to you, Connor. Cogs, mate, he's back. That was one of the career best performances, and he only cracked 119. Classic Cogs. Bust his ass off for a fairly okay score. Well done to you, Cornelio. Cameron with an 80, like I said before, question marks over his fitness coming into this week. So really nervous about that. I don't want to field Ford or Marriage, but mate, this is rough. That's the problem with having low trades and the problem with having a poor starting team where you have to trade aggressively in order to fix it. And Harry Himmelberg with a 90, I'll take that as well. It's not too bad. And yeah, that is how the team performed last week. Now, looking at the games to come this week, looking and see who will be. I hate how finicky it is. Like, you have to be so gentle with it. And even then, if you're just a fraction off, and you hold it for a bit too long, it just scrolls out of proportion. This website needs a bit of work. Come on, Herald Sun, you got to do better than that. Alrighty, so looking at the teams here, I reckon Nick Dacos at the MCG against Freo is very free. I reckon this dude is going to be my vice captain. And as I mentioned, where is he? Tim Taranto against the Eagles. Honestly, anybody playing against the Eagles is looking super good. Timmy Taranto has not been on fire, But if there was ever a game for him to bounce back and bounce back strongly, it's against the Eagles, right? So could be him. Who else could it possibly be in terms of having a great captain score? It could be Stewart against us. Wiedemann is absolutely useless. But then again, it's going to be wet from forecasts, and wet weather does not normally result in good intercept marking. So probably wouldn't go him. Could be Dawson at home or Laird at home. Could do really well. Oh, mate, if only I had Sicily. Sicily would be such a great option here as well, playing against North at Marvel Stadium. I might just go with Tim Taranto. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you think there is a better option that I'm missing here. By simply looking at face value, I'm going to back in Tim Taranto to go bananas against the Eagles, who are ranked 18th, dead last for scores conceded against mids and forwards. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings my team review video to a close. It's always very simple and easy going through these videos now when we're in the later stages of the season, and I'm holding on to dear life to these trades. It sucks that the team is probably not in the situation that I hoped that it would be in. It's been a lot of hard work getting the team back to where we are currently right now. But there have definitely been some learnings along the way, and I'll be very happy to make a video in future very soon talking about some of the things that I did this year that I've learned from, and things that I won't be doing heading into next year. I'll also be making a video. I made a video during the preseason of what did really well for me last year to get me to finishing around the top 100 mark. I'm going to do a video again this year talking about what I've learned from this season. Especially because my starting team was not as good as last year's starting team, and talk about how useful and how good you can still have a team if your starting team isn't the best, and you can still work your way back in. There were some decisions that were a bit hit and miss, and we'll do a reflection video for that. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give us a sub, give us a like, helps us with the algorithm, and stay tuned for our live stream of the team sheets coming out tomorrow at 5:30. And please head on over to Fancast as well if you haven't, and chuck us a sub there. Have a lovely evening, guys.